Hi everyone, welcome back to the story of the War Within. In this series, I cover not only the basic story, but do my best to provide extra details, background and context when needed. Visions of Azeroth is the storyline that takes us to Khazalgar, the zone we will be adventuring in during the War Within. It begins with a faction-specific summons.
There is a vision being seen across Azeroth, a radiant song. We believe it's a warning, but we're unsure of its meaning. Meet me in Silithus. We must ask Azeroth's speaker what this vision means.
People are experiencing visions of a radiant song all across Azeroth. We have reason to believe it's a warning of some kind. Meet me in Silithus. Perhaps Azeroth's speaker can shed some light on what this warning might mean. Another vision. You saw it too.
They're growing stronger.
We can ask Thrall or Jaina to remind us of the events so far. I'm not going to include this full video because it is pretty long, but I have linked to it down below. We can also chat to Anduin about his recent absence from Stormwind. Anduin smiles warily. Missing? You put it so nicely. I ran. From my kingdom, from the Alliance, from myself. But I was sent to this vision for a reason. I can't run. Not from this. Thrall tells us that the evidence points to the Radiant Song being a warning from Azeroth herself, a cry for help. Since Magni Bronzebeard is Azeroth's speaker, we've come to Silithus to ask him for help.
Let's hope Magni has some answers.
I hear no one's seen him for a few years.
He'll be there. He has to be.
We head into the Chamber of the Heart, but we don't find Magni in the most receptive of moods.
Magni, we've been trying to—
If this is about the visions, I'm nae interested. Leave me alone.
Azeroth needs its speaker, and so do we.
Magni tells us that he hasn't spoken with Azeroth for years, admitting that he's even begun to resent her for his diamond form. But he understands how serious this is, and so asks us to help prepare the Heart Chamber.
Speaker of Azeroth! She hasn't been speaking to me. After all I gave, she left me like this. Unable to feel the warmth of my kin's embrace. So, let's be clear. I'm doing this for all of you, not for her.
We can also ask Magni more about his lack of communication with Azeroth. After N'Zoth was defeated, Azeroth's voice began to grow quieter. At first I didn't think much of it. She was safe and didn't need her speaker to look at her. But that silence left me thinking, if she didn't need me, then what was my purpose? Why was I still like this? And that question grew and grew until it turned out that I did not want to speak with her, and so I didn't. Finally, Magni's ready to try speaking with Azeroth. Things don't go well.
Azeroth! Speak to me! What are you trying to tell us? I can hear her voice! I can see it! The place she's calling us to!
Where, Magni? Where must we go?
It's called...
Magni!
He's alive, but barely.
Anduin kneels over Magni's unconscious form, but tells us he can't do anything for him. Magni's wounds are beyond my knowledge. We need to consult the mages of Dalaran. Thrall adds, perhaps we took Magni's power for granted all this time. Communing with the elements is dangerous enough, but to commune with an entire world? I only hope he recovers quickly. Jaina agrees that we need to get to Dalaran quickly, and thankfully she can open a portal.
Hopefully we can revive him. Meet us in Dalaran when you're able.
He tried to commune directly with Azeroth. It seems the strain was...
Da. What have you done to yourself this time?
Here we can speak with Jaina. Magni will recover. He must, and not just because he's a dear friend. We need to learn what Azeroth told him before it's thrall. Thrall? I don't believe we should blame Azeroth for this outcome. Magni knew the risks of connecting with her with such reluctance in his heart. Now we can only hope that he was able to hear her message in the end. Anduin? Magni is stable for now, but I don't know how long it will take for him to recover. At least he's with his family. And Moira Thorison, Magni's daughter. Father, Da, what have you gotten yourself into this time? You can't leave us like this. Please be alright, you old coot. We can also ask Moira to tell us more about herself. Moira Thorison, Queen Regent of the Dark Irons. I represent my clan in the Council of Three Hammers. I also happen to be Magni's daughter. Some will say I betrayed Ironforge by marrying the emperor of their greatest enemies. However, the current circumstance speaks for itself. The dwarf clans now live in peace as equals, and I can assure you that it was my efforts that made that possible. Finally, we report in with Khadgar. Troubling times lie ahead, but don't they always? At least we can face them together. While we wait for Magni to recover, Moira asks us to take a message to Magni's brother Bran, as well as his grandson, Moira's son, Dagran II, letting them both know what happened.
You'll likely find Dagran with his nose in a book. It's why he insisted we come to Dalaran.
Before we leave, we can linger around to hear a touching monologue from Moira.
Now, listen, you old coot. I know you always meant right by me. You didn't know that I chose to stay with the Dark Irons. That Dagran and I were in love. Whatever your intentions were, my husband died. Because of you. I hated you for taking him from me. My anger built a wall neither of us could ever get through. And now, we may never get the chance, but my son, my little Dagran, he needs you. I guess so do I. Loath as I am to admit it, you were never the best father. But you can still be a good granda. So please, wake up.
A short note on the history here. Moira and Magni's relationship has always been strained. At first, because Magni was a bit sexist. He didn't think a woman can rule as well as a man and wished he had a son to rule over Ironforge after him. While Moira was still a young woman, she was kidnapped by the Dark Iron to be held as a political hostage. But their king, Dagran Thorison I, treated her as an equal, asking her opinion on political matters and even confiding in her. In time, Moira and Dagran fell in love and were married. Magni, horrified by the news, assumed that Dagran had used sorcery to enchant Moira and sent assassins to kill Dagran and rescue his daughter. But Moira, already pregnant with Dagran II by then, was enraged by the murder of her husband and swore that she would remain with the Dark Iron. Over time, Magni was transformed into Diamond and later became Azeroth's speaker, and Moira returned to Ironforge to serve on the Council of Three Hammers. Magni has come to understand Moira was never enchanted, and also that he had underestimated her leadership capabilities, and Moira has softened towards her father as well. Even so, their relationship has remained strained, and their respective duties has kept them too busy to spend a lot of quality time together. We find Magni and Bran in Dalaran's visitor center.
Have you seen these new tomes, Uncle Bran? They must be from Drenton's library.
We can ask Dagran to tell us more about himself. Oh, well, Mama is Moira Thorison and my dad was Emperor Dagran Thorison. I'm named after him, see? That's why I'm the second. Which I suppose makes me a prince, but I fancy myself more of a scholar. That's why I'm in Dalaran. I'm trying to learn all I can about the world. And we pass Moira's message on to Bran. Hey there, champion. Dagran and I were just perusing the local books and whatnot. Lad couldn't be more excited for his first visit to Dalaran. What brings ye here?
I hope Granda's alright. I never got to spend much time with him.
Don't worry, lad. Magni's made of stern stuff. Pardon the pun.
Dagran and Bran have new gossip as they wait beside Magni's bed. Grandar has been through way worse than this. I know he'll wake up soon. He has to. Magni really mucked the bedroll with this one, didn't he? Couldn't leave well enough alone. Well, I know that's not really his way. Not when the world is at stake. During the pre-patch, Magni stayed unconscious until the launch of the War Within, where he finally regained consciousness.
Father, are you all right?
Aye, lass, but I saw a vision of destruction. And a name, Kaz Algar.
He tells us of his visions of an island inhabited by Earthen, Kaz Algar.
Kaz Algar? The Titan installation mentioned in Alderman's records.
And it may now be in danger. We must convene the council.
At this point, most characters have gossip. Magni? Tell me, champion, can a crystal heart still beat? I certainly don't feel it in this old chest of mine. Moira? Seems like the old coot is perfectly fine now, and here he had me all worried. Bran? Damn brothers and their damn habit of falling asleep trying to talk with planets and whatnot? Bran hastily wipes his misty eyes. Ugh, I'm getting soft in me old age. Dagran? I'm so glad Grandad is all right now. We haven't spent much time together, and the thought of him... But it's okay now. He looks like he's fully recovered. Anduin? Even through all his bitterness, Magni still proves himself to be a true speaker of Azeroth. Thrall? I'm glad Magni's awake. Last time he fell unconscious trying to connect with Azeroth, well, it was a much longer wait. And Jaina? Finally, an answer to all our questions. You should speak with Magni and hear more about the vision he received. Finally, we wait as Khadgar convenes with Dalaran's Council of Six.
Dalaran is called to the aid of our world. Magni?
Azeroth showed me a vision of a city in flames in the ancient lands of Kaz Algar. Her voice was desperate. We must act quickly.
Archmage Drendon has proposed, and the Council agrees, that we bring the full force of Dalaran to this Kaz Algar. Make ready, our people, and prepare the city for teleportation. Whatever lies ahead, we will face it together.
After the cutscene, the characters all have new gossip. Dagran? Kaz Algar? Do you know how amazing this is? Scholars weren't even sure it existed. Are the Earthens still there? What are they like? What Titan technology do they watch over? I must learn everything I can. Magni? Kaz Algar is the stuff of legends, a Titan installation built by the Earthen and watched over by the Keepers, back when the Keepers were around in any case. To think the stories were true. Moira? If there really is a chance that there's Earthen on Kaz Algar, you can be sure I'm coming along. Someone will need to establish relations. We can't just go in hammers swinging. Bran? Now this is my element. A place only known in myth sounds like a perfect place for the Explorers League. Archmage Drendon? If Kaz Algar is in danger, Dalaran must come to its aid, just as we have done so for our world so many times before. Anduin? So, our destiny awaits in Kaz Algar. What will we find there? Beyond fire and smoke, that is. Jaina? Kaz Algar, that's what the Radiant Song was trying to tell us, and so that is where we must go. Thrall? A Titan installation. I'm starting to see why Azeroth reached out to us about it being attacked. And Alleria. I'd be off to Kaz Algar by now if I thought I could outfly Dalaran. That and Magni refuses to tell me where it is. It's as if he doesn't trust me to stay put. Well, I suppose there's precedent for that. Once we complete the quest, some characters have new gossip as well. Magni. Don't be mistaking me. We need to get to Kaz Algar without delay. But I am still tired. Azeroth really packs a wallop when she wants to. Anduin. Once I would have rallied to this cause, but now I can't help but see everything that could go wrong. What missteps await us on the path we choose today? I can only pray I'm wrong. Jaina. Dalaran, Horde and Alliance rallying together to protect our world just as it should be. Anthrall. The Council has decided Dalaran will rally to Kaz Algar's aid. Still, that doesn't mean we should rush in blindly. We must first prepare. Since we're going to be flying Dalaran to Kaz Algar, Khadgar asks us to assist any citizens who need help preparing for the journey. Bran has us check in with the Algari expedition, and Archmage Drendon has us strengthen Dalaran's wards.
If Kaz Algar is under attack, we must prepare for the worst. You'll need to perform the strengthening spell in key locations. The wand will do the rest.
We help Velad and Silverblade secure some shelves. I hear Dalaran is moving again. Could you help me make sure my shelves don't fall over this time? Thanks. Last time, a dagger nearly flew into my eye, though I would look dashing in an eye patch. Fiala Sweetberry eat food. Oh, would you be a dear eat some of this food for me? I'm worried it will go bad in the new climate. When we moved to the Broken Shores, all my winter roots went bad in a week. Thanks for your help. And Liana Tai catch butterflies. Last time we teleported, the butterflies that weren't in cages were left behind. Can you help us catch them? You have a knack for this. I'll ask for you next time I need an exterminator. We strengthen wards outside both of Dalaran's banks, the Violet Hold, and inside the Violet Citadel. We check in on the Algari Expedition and Explorers League to find they're all getting along famously. So Finley Murgleton says, I must say, the Dragon Isle sounds quite the adventure. Toddy Whiskers replies, Aye, it was, full of dangers too, enough to give old Bran a few greys in his beard. Renown Corin says, Well, I'm sure this mysterious Kaz Algar will be just as full of peril, if not more. Elisa Starseeker says, Hopefully not too much peril, given the circumstances. Toddy Whiskers says, Agreed, the typical adventuring sort of peril will do just fine. Reno Jackson says, Bring it on, Kaz Algar, there's nothing Reno Jackson can't handle. Annalisa Starseeker says, Right, well, looking forward to working with you all. Most of the explorers also have gossip to share. Renan Corin, Everyone seems on edge, don't you think? Can't possibly think of why. Oh right, the horrible visions of destruction. The entire reason Dalaran is teleporting to Kaz Algar. I remember now. Toddy Whiskers, A lot of folks think of modern-day Earthen as dwarven ancestors, but that's not quite right. More like cousins? Still, we're all family, and I'm as excited as a whelp with a ducky for a possible reunion. Sir Finley Murgleton? I must say, I'm rather excited about this new adventure, though I understand it has quite the dodgy history, doesn't it? No one's quite sure what the Earthen were truly getting up to there. Reno Jackson. Worried about the dangers lurking within Kaz Algar? Don't be. After all, you have the amazing Reno Jackson watching your back. And Elisa Starseeker. Salutations, hero. I must admit, I'm quite excited to see Kaz Algar. There's so much to explore there. It's sweet of Bran to check in on us. Let him know that we're getting along just fine. After we report back to Drendon, he has new gossip. I'm glad I was able to help the council see reason. All of Dalaran shall be called upon to defend Kaz Algar, just as it was meant to be. Once we're done with our preparations, we tell Khadgar we're ready to depart.
It's even more amazing than I'd imagined. But my visions were of fire and war.
Something's wrong. I need to find Khadgar. Drendon. Where's the rest of the council?
Drendon's been dead for
years. All this time. And you never once sensed my presence. Oh, it's not time for that yet. But if you're so eager for a fight, perhaps this can keep you occupied. Until we meet again, Valeria.
How could I be so blind?
Drendon was Xalatath in disguise all along, so F's in chat for the real Drendon, who died years ago without a single person noticing it or mourning him. With Dalaran now facing a serious assault, we need to do what we can to save its citizens and fight off the Nerubian attackers.
Dalaran will not be a fly in Xalatath's web.
We rescue Dalaran's citizens, like Liana Tai. Looks like I needed an exterminator after all. My thanks! Fiala Sweetberry. We never should have come here. And Aaron Primrose. Phew, that was a close one. Unfortunately, we can't save everyone, but we evacuate who we can before following Ilaria through the city.
There could still be more survivors. With me, champion! Damn it all! Cut through the sewers and find Khadgar. He'll know what to do.
Glad to see you haven't evacuated yet. The Nerubians are capturing the rogues who live down here. Let's rescue them.
We find and rescue Filgo Scrapbottom. Bleh, spiderweb in my mouth. Inkrot. I'm still alive? Kayla Grimlocket. It was so dark in there, so moist. Harold Winston. I hate spiders. And Skidmark. Thank you, thank you.
A friend once showed me a path through here. Head to that sewer grate. The exit should be on the right. And here's our exit.
We split up, heading outside in search for Khadgar.
I'll get them to safety. Try to find Khadgar.
Passing the body of poor Red Jack Findor along the way. Queen Ansarak is waiting for us outside.
High in the sky and nowhere to flee. Gather all you can find. Bring them below. Xalatath has plans for them.
Ansarak leaves behind one of her mighty Queen's Guard to try capture us.
Delectable. What a waste to capture you.
Though, of course, it fails.
There you are, champion.
Dalaran is overwhelmed, but Khadgar opens a portal for us to Kaz Algar. I'm glad to see you're okay. There's no end to these Nerubians. I'm afraid, at least for now, Dalaran is lost to us. But the people remain. They must be our primary concern.
Take this portal down to Kaz Algar. Those who escape will still need help. I must first find Deliria. We'll meet you when we're able.
Khadgar. We meet at last.
Xalatath, I presume.
This city is home to such power. All squandered by the Kirin Tor. I'll put it to much better use.
Like hell you will.
out of my head! Khadgar?
This isn't the real fight.
No!
Goodbye, Guardian.
Over here! I found them! I'll get these rocks off you. Just let me...
The story continues in Kaz Algar, so that's all for now. But if you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good YouTube stuff. You can also support me on Patreon, and really, the fact that anyone is willing to spend their own hard-earned money to help me make these videos just blows me away. You're incredible, thank you. Finally, you can find me on Twitch, where I'm always happy to chat about all things lore. So while that's all for now, hopefully I'll see you again soon.